Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm going to do a Bible review for you today on a Bible that I wasn't planning on reviewing, to be honest with you. Not for any particular reason other than it just didn't come to mind. But you know what? I've started using it and I really like it. I think that it's a fantastic little reference. Especially for those of us that like to, or those of you that like to have Bibles with you all the time. So today we're going to take a look at the CSB Holman, put out the Christian Standard Bible, CSB Personal Size. And this is saddle brown leather touch with a magnetic flap. Before we get into it, if you're new here to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. While you're here, you're going to get challenged and encouraged to be the Christian you claim to be. I'm going to do that by going through scripture and also reviewing solid tools and resources to help make your day-to-day better and more Christ-focused. You know what? I was somewhat convicted, like I always am when I watch Paul Washer speak in a good way, somewhat convicted about dealing with sin and this and that. And and one of the things that I learn constantly about dealing with ongoing sin and fighting and battling sin in our lives is to be in the Word constantly. Your word I hid in my heart that I might not sin against thee, right? Part of that is being in the Word all the time. And I have started carrying this around. I got this little Bible around Christmas time. For those of you who are familiar with the channel, I carry around a Bible in my backpack. I have a big backpack, an EDC video. I'll post a link. It has nothing to do with this channel, but it might be interesting for you to watch. So I carry around a Bible or two with me everywhere I go because I like to have one to read just in case, and you never know what kind of a situation you're going to end up in. Or an opportunity you're going to get to share and witness, and I'd rather read it straight from the text if I have that opportunity. So I carry around a Pitt Minion. This is my wife's. This is not mine. I carry around a little black goatskin Pitt Minion that I love. At the time, it was about $120. You can usually find them for about $100, $120 for the goatskin Pitt Minion. They're fantastic little Bibles put out by Cambridge. But I stumbled across this little baby, put out by Holman. This is the CSB Personal Size Bible. But you know what was attractive about it was this. Just a little magnetic flap. So we're going to take a look at this Bible. I'm going to do a little comparison with the Cambridge Pitt Minion so you can see the differences, which are very slim. And we'll talk about the price points. But I picked it up at Christmas. You know what? Christian Books, I believe I got it from Christianbook, had a sale going on, and I got this thing for like $10, 10 or 15. Right now, I just looked as I'm filming this, and it was $19.99. And you know what? That is a doggone good price for this resource. So I want to show you what it is. It won't take very long. I want to do a quick review so you know resources like this are out there and available. So let's jump over to the table and we'll do this, review style so I can show you just some of the basics that are in there and let you know what's out there so you can make a good decision for the texts and the resources that you need to help make your day-to-day better. Okay, so let's take a look at this, and towards the end we'll compare it with the Cambridge Pitt Minion. So again, if you're just joining us, this is the Holman Christian Standard Bible, CSB Personal Size, and it has this magnetic flap. It comes in a really nice box. I ended up keeping the box. When they're boxes like this, I tend to keep them. We'll show you the ISBN there if you want to look it up. And as you can see, it retails for $29.99. But like I said, I got it for like $10. So you can find it at places like Christianbook, and I'll include a link down in the description. You can find it there on sale all the time. As of the making of this video, it's on sale for $19.99. So we're going to take a look at some of these features, but just know that it is a fairly basic Bible. The reason that I think this is a great resource is due to the size and this flap. I'm in love with this flap. For those of you that know me, you know I'm an ESV guy, but I've slowly kind of been switching over to the CSB, the Christian Standard Bible. And that's because right now I'm going through what have become two of my favorite Bibles, and that is the Spurgeon. I'm going through the Spurgeon Study Bible, and oh, is it good? And the Holy Land Illustrated Bible. Both are in the CSB translation. They're fantastic. So I've started reading it a whole lot more. Okay, so on the, sorry about the glare there. I'm having a hard time with the spine. You're going to get CSB, Holy Bible, Christian Standard Bible, and Holman. Let's take a look at the inside, then we'll do a comparison. This, again, is a fairly basic Bible, but it's fantastic for that. We don't always need big, giant study Bibles everywhere we go, right? And this one can go sliding around the back of your truck, or you can stick it in a purse or a backpack, and really not much because of this flap is going to happen to it. You even do get some really pretty art gilting there. Since we're out here, one ribbon. That's always my one, I'm going to say beef, constructive criticism is give me another couple of ribbons. It'd be nice to have 3. I like 4, but it can't be that hard to add ribbons. So you're looking at 5 inches by like 7 1/4. By just under an inch. It's about an inch with the leather and everything. So it's not very big at all. You do get a nice presentation page in there. Always fill these out because you're going to leave these to your children or to somebody that you love, or you're going to gift it to somebody. And we all want to know whose Bible this is in 200 years from now. And in this particular size, it looks like there's really only 2. There's a hardcover and then this one. The print is 2K Denmark. So yay. The way that 2K Denmark, the print and the way that they lay out Bibles, I just really appreciate. You're going to see here a real basic table of contents. And the additional material, all that really is back there is an introduction to the CSB, which you should always have some kind of an introduction to tell you what their translation philosophy, why they translated the words the way they did. Some abbreviations, and then a short little 2-page, and we'll try to flip open to it, like where to turn and weights and measures. So let's open up to the text here. This is not going to come lay flat. I've been using it for a couple of months, and it's still in Exodus isn't going to lay flat. But that's the nature of the leather is thick. It's protective. Even, and I'll show you in just a minute, even my calf split Pitt Minion doesn't just lay flat like in Genesis at this point. But this is, they say it's 7.5 point font. Okay, I'm going to try to hold it as clear as I can and get a decent picture there. So 7.5 point font, even though it's small, and I know you guys have heard me say this before, that I've been slowly graduating to large and giant print because they're comfortable to read. This is not bad. I sit in doctor's offices and whatnot. That's the first place that came to mind. Even in the park and read this. I don't have trouble seeing it. 2K Denmark, in my opinion, always does a great job with the line spacing, the actual physical space between lines, and how many words they tried to stick on each line. That's important to me. And when it comes to small font, you want it to be crisp and clear, and this is that. There's not a whole lot of ghosting. Okay, the ghosting sometimes if the paper gets a little too thin, the ghosting gets a little bad, and it makes it really, really difficult to read. And I don't have that problem, which is probably why I've continued to carry it around and use it so much. It is, as you can see, double column paragraph layout, and it does have a few little footnotes here. Okay, but that's about it as far as the text goes. That's really all that you're getting in this Bible. It is a red letter edition, and Holman, as usual, I can see the red letters. For those of you that are familiar with me, you know I'm colorblind, and I can actually see the red letters, and I appreciate that. Sometimes the red is so subdued or so deep that for a colorblind guy, it doesn't matter whether it's red or not. I can't tell. I can see here. We'll flip open to those back pages for you, because again, this is a basic overview. That where to turn section, and the tables of weights and measures. And you do get really pretty maps. Holman does I love these maps. They're really nice. So let's get into what I'm going to call the meat and potatoes, which is comparison, right, of the two. You can see in like a side-by-side here, you can barely tell the difference in actual physical size. There really probably is not one. 5, 7 1/4, right? So there really isn't a difference between a Cambridge Pitt Minion. For those of you who are familiar with the Cambridge Pitt Minion, there isn't a ton of difference between these two. With the Pitt, you're going to get 2 ribbons. This is a calf split. And just to prove to you that I'm not being one-sided, we're in Exodus and it still doesn't exactly lay flat. That's because of the size of the Bible, not because of the leather. My goatskin Bible, well, it lays flat now because it's been literally folded in half in my back pocket for like 2 years. But even when I got it, it's really hard for this small of a page to be floppy, what I like to call floppy. So don't expect that when you buy a teeny little Bible. But these are both fantastic Bibles, okay? This one, my corners are starting to get torn up, and that's okay. I don't mind it. But when you stick it inside a backpack, stick it in your glove box, there's no protection. I don't have a problem with this Bible with that particular thing because of this tough, rigid leather and the flap. Let's do, let me see if I can find, here we go. See if I get lucky. 2 Samuel 20. So I want to do my best to give you an equal comparison. In the Pitt Minion, the font I believe is 6. 2 Samuel. We'll get as close as we can. They're not page for page like the Pitt Minion and its big brother, the wide margin. But 2 Samuel 20. Okay, there. Here we go. So, let me see if I can hold all these and focus accurately. It's tough. I'm not going to lie. All right, there we go. So, on the left there, you see 7.5, what Holman's calling 7.5 font. On the right, you're seeing what Cambridge calls, I believe, 6 or 6.5. You can tell, I can tell a little bit of a difference. It does look slightly larger on the left to me in person. What is huge for me personally is that the Holman CSB, okay, that's the Holman CSB, 2 Samuel 20. This is the Cambridge CSB, 2 Samuel 20, same passage, but look at, in my opinion, how much more squished the lines are together. That makes this one much more pleasant to read, in my opinion. And now again, I'm not trying to sway you one way or another. I want you to know what's out there, okay? So let me wrap up this way. And that's why I wanted to do this Bible review and comparison for you. This is a $100 Bible. This actually specific Bible is probably about $85 right now on Amazon. When it's not on sale, they're about $90 to $100, okay? Cambridge Pitt Minion, fantastic. This is the ESV. This Bible is $20, and it'll go anywhere with you, just like this one will. And in my opinion, the page quality, the font size, and the layout are better in the Holman CSB. That's all there is to it. I love my Pitt Minion. It'll still go with me everywhere. I'm not giving up on it because I know where everything is. It's written in and marked up. I love it. But this is a fantastic option, in my opinion, for $20 for a small personal size Bible that if you're at least an adult male, you can fit in your pocket, okay? But everybody in the world has a backpack of some sort that you could stick this in. Even my kids' teeny little like fake backpacks it fits in, right? So you can take this with you everywhere. You don't have to worry about the pages getting all chewed up. I bet you, we're on my workbench here, so I will grab... I bet you could stick a pen in there and it still closes. What do you know? Okay. So I want you to make the best decision for yourselves. If you can afford it, buy both. That's my opinion. If you can afford it, buy both of them. But if you can't, or you just want a small Bible to take with you camping, stick in your purse, to float around in your car because you always want a Bible in your car. Buy 2 or 3 or 4 of these because they're inexpensive. Stick them in there. Give them away. Most importantly, like I mentioned in the beginning, use them. Read it all the time, everywhere you go. And if you have little Bibles laying all over your house, you'll start to think, I should pick that up and read it. And you're going to. Leave little markers in it. It's in your car and you drive somewhere. Instead of just sitting and staring into space for 20 minutes while you're waiting, pick up your Bible and read a Bible verse. Next time somebody asks you a question, you can stick some notes in there, okay? And you'll have some notes ready to answer them. I hope this review and comparison has helped you. It turned out to be a little bit longer than I expected, but I'm long-winded. That's okay. I hope that it's helped you. If you have any specific questions that I don't seem to have covered, please leave it down in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. I will leave links to both of these Bibles in the description. And as always, I really, really appreciate you guys stopping by and sharing the videos that help people make quality decisions and most importantly, drive us all towards the Father and help us stay focused and make our day-to-day better. Thank you so much for watching. May you be blessed.